here today. This is my grandfather, Giovanni Tona, who came over on the boat to Ellis Island, and he was one of 4 siblings. So 3 of them remained in Sicily. Okay, order this. So he came from here in this part of Sicily, Modica. So we're going to start. I have 1 scotch in the oven that'll be coming out in a few minutes, so you can see what we're going to make. I'm going to start with the dough and then the ingredients.
Okay, 3 1/2 cups of all-purpose flour.
Okay, and this I prefer to use unbleached flour, just so you know that what I'm working with is unbleached flour. You can use anything. You can use a mix of semolina, you can use the 00, whatever flour you have on hand. I don't think Scotch is fussy. That's 3
Yeah.
So I'm going to combine some
Up to 2 teaspoons of salt.
up to. I'm not a big salt person, so I'll do like a rounded teaspoon of salt. Because I'll sprinkle a little salt on later, and I don't think everything needs to have salt. I am going to put my yeast. This is just Fleischmann's fast-acting dry yeast. I'm just going to put it in the dough.
That's 1 rounded teaspoon of dry yeast.
Thank you. I'm just going to combine those up really. And I'm going to get me some warm water.
1 1/4 cups of warm water. 2 tablespoons olive oil.
You want me to get some water for you?
It's coming.
Okay.
Thanks.
You have all your ingredients lined up and ready.
This has got a little parsley in the water. Just going to mix it up really well.
Is it on?
It's here. It's here.
And add my olive
That's
oil.
yours,
Yep.
2 tablespoons of olive oil.
but everybody else can see that.
What does this bake at?
I have this one in the oven at 425.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not an exact science, and I
Yeah.
apologize for that.
Mhm.
A lot depends on just how much time you have.
Oh.
Because at a higher temperature, it'll bake faster. I tell you, the feeling of like a nice fresh dough, it just feels so nice. This particular scotch is really a seasonal dish. We originally had this planned for mid-September. So mid-September is tomato and parsley season. But it can be made anytime with any variety of ingredients that you like. I think I listed some of the variations. And one of my favorites is the ricotta and the black cured olives with a little bit of fresh basil in there.
Wow.
Pretty much anything you put on a pizza, you can put in a scotch. So I always pictured it spelled Skatcha, and I'm thinking it's Italian. So oddly enough, when we were in Ragusa 5 years ago, we went into a bookstore and I picked up a cookbook and opened it up, and there it was. I knew how it's spelled. But you can do this with pretty much any dough. My mother used to buy frozen loaves of dough. There's like a marshmallow, like not
Right.
tube that's going to stick. I mean, it is tacky to my hands.
Right. So it shouldn't stick to your hands, correct? I mean,
Right.
then
My
you
hands
know.
are pretty clean.
That's what we're making here.
So I'm just oiling the bowl. I'm going to put this dough in and let that one just rest. Actually, I'll put it in the refrigerator overnight and make something with it. Half of the dough, Trish, I instead of cutting it into 4, I cut this one in half. But when you make smaller ones, you can make them all different. So I'm just going to put this dough in. And let that one just rest. Actually, I'll put it in the refrigerator overnight and make something with it. Have it. Half of the dough, Trish, instead of cutting it into 4, I cut this one in half. When you make smaller ones, you can make them all different. And I think I mentioned in the recipe that it's a really great way to use leftovers. Yeah, just a little bit of this, a little bit of that, whatever would take you happy with.
Mm-hmm.
This is the dough that I made last night and it's been resting all day. I'm beating it up now. So I'm just gonna roll it out.
Good. I was just doing that so you could see them here.
Yeah.
The snow's gonna fight with me. It didn't fight with me earlier today. So, caution I'm gonna throw out to everybody is if you overfill it, it gets too heavy and it doesn't bake evenly.
Okay.
Just keep that in mind. You don't want to put too much in. So again, it becomes a little bit of an experiment on how much to put in. So the flip side of too much is not enough. You don't want it to be very dry,
Okay.
but you can always,
Pasta.
yeah.
Enough. Just enough.
Pasta.
So I don't know what the measurements are on this, to be honest with you. I'm gonna try to get these edges out there.
What size are you looking for here?
One that sits on the pizza stone.
Okay.
You gotta remember, I was watching, my mother wasn't talking. So I guess that's a pretty decent size. And if you can get a rectangular shape, that's fine. This is 2 cups of
Yeah.
tomatoes.
Mhm.
If you can see about, you can see about the size of the, yeah, how coarse or fine.
They're like this.
And the parsley is pretty coarse. I'll let some of the younger, the thinner, tender stems in, but I don't go down to the thicker stems.
Okay.
I'm taking the parsley, I'm pulling off the smaller, the lower leaves and bringing them up to the upper leaves. So it's all close at the top. We probably do this. And I'm just gonna get my fingers off. Okay, so tomatoes are going on. Again, it's not perfect, but it's gonna be just fine. Now, again, I'm not pouring because I
Right.
don't want to pour the juice out.
Okay. Okay. Pretty generous amount of tomatoes, I would say.
It is a good amount of tomatoes.
Mhm.
And I think I'm gonna use the entire 2 cups.
Oh, okay. Mhm.
And in the summer, it's tomato season.
Yeah, probably. Wow.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Look at the beautiful colors of the Italian flag. It's true, it's
So
true.
it is a generous amount. I mean, that's pretty good.
It is. It is.
It's yeah.
You'd be surprised, that much parsley. I was really skeptical watching my mother do this.
Wow. Yeah.
And there was a long period of time that I did not eat this because I did not like tomatoes.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm glad you converted.
Don't forget your salt and pepper.
Okay, so a little bit of salt, sale, and pepper.
Is that sea salt?
Yes,
Yeah, that is.
Mediterranean sea salt or salt at all.
Yeah.
Pepper.
Mhm.
I like peppers. I tend to do a lot of pepper. A little bit of juice that's left in the cup here, and I'm just going to dab the edges so they seal.
The tomato, like it's just like for flavor
use
Yeah.
instead of
flavor,
just
rather
using
than
water.
just use something with flavor.
Yeah. Just
Always
like
good.
a simple tip that's really great.
It's very simple,
Yeah.
very simple.
Mhm.
Okay,
Okay.
so we're going to fold it in thirds. Oh, I should have done it on the peel, but look at it. I just don't want it to stick because it does. Fold it over
Nicely done.
Good.
and see it's not square. It's fine. It's
Mhm.
perfectly fine.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Isn't that
Yes.
pretty?
Mhm.
So one of the things that I've seen done in Italy is they take the end and they just kind of they crimp it in a sense. I'm not very good at it, but it seals the end.
To seal it, okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Let's stretch this out. Dough it's like working with Play-Doh. So, and then you can stretch it a little bit. There it is. I don't poke any holes in it.
Mhm.
Maybe open the oven.
I'll do that.
So this is my pizza peel. I coat it with cornmeal, like bakeries do when they make bread to keep it from sticking.
Mhm.
You get it up here. I should have rolled it out and put it on here and then put the topping on to make it a lot easier. If you have a cookie sheet that does not have sides, that works easily too, because then you can slide it. Going in the oven. And this one's going in diagonally because it's a
It'll fit
little
on the
too
stone
long.
that way.
Thank you.
Timer?
I'm gonna set this for 20. Put this in the oven, right about when Bernie got here, to start setting up.
Mhm.
Do you want to do the oven?
Mhm.
So my mother cut it. Looks like. That looks good right there, doesn't it?
That's.
Yeah. So when this cools down, you can wrap it up and put it in the freezer. You can cut it and put it in cut pieces. It's a great quick dinner, quick lunch, goes great with some soup. And
Mhm.
you can make
Do we have a comment?
3 of these and put them in the freezer for when company comes over. But this is the way I grew up with it.
Mhm.
If you want to do it differently, there's no stopping you at all.